My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube videos. They're short, they're sweet, they're to the point. I don't like to waste anyone's time, including mine. I love YouTube. People like to get answers. They like to know what to do, and I try to pull back the curtain so you can see who IRS is. I'm a former agent who've worked 10,000 cases. Worked at IRS over a decade, been in private practice for 4 decades. So whatever I tell you is really the gospel, really according to IRS and what you need to do. So today I want to talk to you about, can you go to jail for not paying your payroll taxes? I used to do this for a living at IRS, so I'm a person who knows well. As an IRS collector, I'd have to make that determination of who I recommended for a criminal prosecution and who I would not. So let me just tell you. So as a former agent, I'd get a bunch of information on a monthly or every 2-week basis, or sometime every 3 months, about people in my particular zip code. I actually have the beach in Fort Lauderdale, have all the bars and everything else that goes with that. And I'd have to make recommendations on who I want to refer to the criminal investigation or not. So to answer the question, can you go to jail for not paying your payroll taxes? The answer, in fact, is yes, you can. Practically speaking, it's very doubtful unless IRS can show willful intent on your part to defraud the United States government. And a lot of times that's hard to do. I'll give you a perfect in case where you can go to jail. I've seen them, and I've recommended criminal prosecutions on those cases. A couple of them were successful, where a company started one business, didn't pay their taxes, and just would switch from one company to the other to the other. Well, that was a willful pattern of avoiding paying federal taxes on your employees. The thing about payroll taxes is really it's not a tax, not a tax at all. It's money you held in trust, and it's money that employees took that W-2 and claimed the refund and got the money back. And guess what? You're holding the money. So if IRS sees a willful pattern of you not paying, switching companies, and playing games, you've made your own case for the federal government. You have. It's easy to, they just follow the paper. They just get affidavits from people. They look at bank accounts. They interview employees, they interview secretaries, banks, bank officers. They see what the activity that you've conducted is. Most of these cases are all paper trails, and they're easy to put together. But for the majority of people, it's not really criminal cases. You just couldn't really pay the tax. And at the end of the day, where your Achilles heel is going to be is actually IRS is going to either want to close your business down, or they're going to want they're going to transfer that payroll tax to you personally in the form of a trust fund recovery penalty. And they're going to go ahead and try to put liens on your assets and take your bank accounts and do all that. But you know, there's ways really out of that. If you owe the IRS debt, you can contact us or whoever you want to, and work out a program or a deal with Internal Revenue Service. There's 3 programs available if you don't pay your payroll taxes. It's possible you can be put in a hardship. You can be put in an installment agreement, or you may be able to settle your debt for pennies on a dollar through the offer program. Now, I just don't say that so you can jump to that and go ahead and file an offer and compromise. There's a lot more than that. I used to teach the offer program for Internal Revenue Service. So you carefully got to know and craft your case. Basically, what IRS is going to do, they're going to want to make sure all your tax returns are filed, both personal and business, your 941s and 1040s. They're going to want to see if you're current. Have you filed your 941s? Are you making estimate payments? Are you starting to pay your payroll tax deposits? IRS wants to know that you're rehabilitative. If not, they're probably just going to tell you to go out of business. If not, they can force you out of business by levying your receivables, levying your bank account, and force you to do things you don't want. What you do is the reason you hire representation, is representation will be your best advocate. But more importantly, you want to find out the truth about your business and really whether you should keep going or not. To be very honest with you, most people who call me, I'd say at least 7 out of 10 people I tell them it's best to close their business. They just don't realize that they need to. And for me to keep your business open sometime, it really isn't the best thing to do. You really need someone who could objectively go ahead and look at your case and say, yeah, keep this open, close the business. Everyone has this really optimistic idea that they're going to be able to make it. They can do this and do that and keep going. And the reality is they can't. So you need someone to take a good look at your financial statement, a good look at your where you are right now with this business, and give you advice on how to move forward. So can IRS shut your business down because you owe payroll taxes? They can, but they really don't do it very, very often. Like I said, they only do it cases of really fraud, egregiousness, or where they see, badges of criminal activity really going on. And most of the cases aren't that. So if you need help figuring out what to do with your payroll taxes, you can always call me. I've been doing this a long time. I'm happy to help you with that. By the way, YouTube really thrives on people getting subscriptions. That's why on YouTube everyone says leave a subscription. It helps me and helps YouTube know my YouTubes are valuable. So if you could give me a subscription, a like, or comment, you need representation, call me. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate your time.